Hear ye, and welcome to the Royal Geek Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Rollison, also known as T-Roll, and tonight I am joined by my very good friends. First of all, we have Justin Sandoval, a.k.a. Sandy, and we also have Anthony Amato, who we like to call Shamato. Boys, I'm glad to be back with y'all. I missed you guys last week. Good job on the pod without me, but I'm happy to be back. How y'all feeling?
You know what? Yeah, we're doing all right, man. Doing all right.
Yeah.
We've had better days, but we're doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin, you've had a fun day.
Oh, it's been a great day.
Spent some time in a local hospital.
Yeah,
Yep.
just chilling. Little minor procedure. Nothing serious.
Yeah, a little planned or unplanned visit. We'll leave it up to the listeners to guess.
Oh yeah. Good times. Good times.
Yeah. Anyways, I missed you guys last week. You guys had a fun time without me, recording a couple podcasts.
Yeah.
Yep.
The double feature.
Yeah.
Gotta
No
love
big
it,
deal.
man.
No big deal. But we're here to review the next episode of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Is this the penultimate?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
It is the
Episode
penultimate.
9.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, it is episode 9.
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's called Axis Mundi. We still don't know why, but that's what it's called. We'll get into the review in a moment. Real quick, shout out to all of our listeners. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Leave us a review, a comment. Share the podcast with your friends. All of these things help us out tremendously. Got a lot of exciting stuff to cover in 2024. This is our first episode of 2024.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So there you go. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover this year. So please follow along, join us on the journey. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna have a couple changes coming in the near future about just different topics we're gonna cover. But yeah, it'll be fun.
That's right. I think I remember that.
You should. We had a meeting about it, but anyway.
Yeah, maybe we did. All right. Here you go. Here's your spoiler warning for episode 9. Again, it's called Axis Mundi. Mundi. Nobody knows. Yeah, what a ride, boys.
Yeah, this is quite the episode, man. I really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
Shimano and I talked about a lot of the things that actually happened in this episode.
Yeah, I think we did a relatively good job.
Yeah, we called a lot of it. We gave a big spoiler warning ahead of this, so we did call the very last scene
Yes.
with Keiko in it, so that was pretty cool. We called the time that they were going to spend down there, and
Yeah.
it being some sort of like temporal shift, and they were going to like lose time. Like this is why we got the Shaw explanation. So cool. We called that. That was awesome.
You guys are prophets.
No, it's just we're just I don't know.
Yeah.
We've seen it all. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's just too predictable. I don't know, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I really did, and they executed it really well. The new world looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
For the most part. But yeah, I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, I really I enjoyed most of it. You know, I do think they spent less time than I was actually expecting them to spend in the other world. But
Middle Earth.
I, mean,
I guess you know,
basically, yeah.
but the whole story was so focused on it that it was basically like they were always down there.
Yeah.
So that was like I was okay with that part of it. Like it was, I was expecting it to be like more of a almost out of like time situation where literally you were just down there with them the entire time, and like you didn't really know what was happening in the outside world other than that. But they did a good job of. They probably did a better job than that by weaving in like what's happening in the outside world and you know the slow reveal of like what it's like down there and you know how time works down there and all those mechanics of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the fun thing about them being down there. So Lee, May, and Kate.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right, and Kiko, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
Mm-hmm.
but from like our vantage point, like people from 2015,
Yeah.
those are the 3 that are down there. But the way that I'm kind of jumping around here, but the way that they explain Shaw's visit there in 62,
Yes,
and then he
62.
comes back in
Yeah.
82, and it looked like he was there for like a couple hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would say it was a very short encounter.
So I'm almost under the impression that time works weird
Let's hope that they were not down there for 2 hours, because like if 2 hours equals 10 years, then the people down there are screwed. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
we have no idea if, like, when they're gonna pop back up.
yeah. Which, I mean, actually, you know what? This kind of leads to a little bit. I know T-Roll's probably not prepared for this, but buy or sell.
Yeah, I'm not. So you go for
Yeah.
it.
So here you go. Buy or sell. Like, here's your question. All right. Or statement, I guess. They will emerge from the rift in the year 2024 when it takes place in the new movie that's about to come out.
God, I want to buy it so bad. That'd be so cool. I don't want them to show. I'll say it like this: I don't want them to show up in this next episode, in the finale.
Just leave it as.
Yeah, I kind of want them to there be a suspense,
Yeah.
or maybe some
Yeah.
of them do.
What do you think? So are you gonna buy it or are you gonna sell it?
I'm gonna. It's hard to be on this side of things.
Yeah.
My heart says buy. My head says sell. I'm gonna sell.
Okay. What about you?
I'm going to buy. I'm hoping what'll happen is it'll be like they'll come out and maybe like the last scene is them maybe coming out and it says like 2024 and
Yeah.
it's like cuts.
Yeah.
Like you don't really see anything, so it doesn't give away anything really. But you're like, oh,
We know. Yeah, we know.
Kentaro's gonna have a goatee because that'd be 9 years forward.
Oh god, from where they're at now. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. So that'd be significantly, right?
Yeah.
All right, here's my other one. Ready?
Okay,
buy,
yeah.
or, buy or sell. We
Yeah.
will get an appearance from Kong in this last episode.
Oh my gosh! Like in the other world,
Yeah. Why not? Right?
that'd be so cool.
I'm gonna sell.
Okay. All right.
I'll buy.
You're
Just
gonna
for
buy?
fun.
Okay. Why are you selling that one? What do you think? You don't. We got a Godzilla cameo. You don't think we can get a Kong one?
I just feel like I feel like Kong is like on his island chilling at the moment. Like I don't feel like he's.
Well. what
Oh
if-
yeah, I guess he is technically, huh?
Well, what if we get what if the island is a rift point and he goes in and out through the island? Either
It
way.
does make you wonder how he gets to the island. He can't, swimming on an ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, well, seriously,
It could be,
he's on an island.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be the rift.
There's
that
probably
he
a
goes-
rift point
Yeah.
somewhere on that island.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, so you're selling that one then.
But I'll still sell it.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. I honestly, if I would buy that actually, I would buy that he's actually on. He's gonna make a cameo because it only makes sense. It really does. Like,
I mean, true. I would understand that. Like the fact that they have dropped like the biggest name.
Yes.
Like, why not drop the second biggest name?
correct.
You know.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Here's another one for you. Buy or sell. We are going to get a reveal either at the end of this episode or the end credits of this episode. The villain for Godzilla, Kong, New Empire.
So
Okay. Okay.
Gosh. New.
I mean, there's got to be some sort of connection to the movie.
I guess the reason I say I'm just not sure how, like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, they do these kind of things all the time. Like I haven't seen this, studio or whoever's running the show for
Right.
this project. I haven't seen. I don't know to what degree they are thinking forward about everything.
Well, here's the thing. All right, you say that, but we literally have a TV show and 3 movies
Yeah.
to base a universe off of. Like,
I
that's
mean,
a lot.
more than that, really.
That's a lot. Well, yeah, and more to come. Like, there's like it's.
I mean, because we had.
and
we've
Skull
had
Island.
We've
so
had,
we have 4 movies.
Yeah,
right?
we had Godzilla, we had Kong, we had you had King of Monsters and Verse. You know,
Oh yeah,
so yeah, at least 4.
4 movies in a TV
Yep.
show.
I'm gonna sell just because if it's gonna fill like the way that I was thinking it's going to fill, they don't want to give away too much about the movie. So like I said, they'll come back. It'll be 2024, and they'll kind of cut.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'll take that though.
Yeah. I do have one more.
Please, keep
One.
going.
Yeah,
This is
keep-
awesome.
keep-
I love being on this
You
side
love
of
being on
things.
this side. Okay.
Just relaxing. Yeah.
Just chilling. Just have to
Great.
say. Just have to
Haven't
say
had
one
to think
word.
about anything.
Yeah. At all.
Yeah.
All right. Buy or sell. One of the young ones, either Kentaro, May, or Kate, will be killed
Buy.
in the finale. Buy. Okay.
I think that was a
want.
like a want.
Yeah.
I think that was a want more than
I'm actually gonna sell it.
Yeah, I'll sell that too. I just don't like. I feel like if they were going to knock one of them off, it would have been that moment where May fell in and
Dude,
I
was
would have been
cheering, dude. I thought it happened.
Yeah, like I was hoping for it too.
I know I missed y'all's pod last week, but you guys were, Ramada, you were thinking like, oh yes.
Yeah,
and
I was
then,
for a second. I was like, okay, I'm okay with this.
Yes.
And then I saw the other two fall, and I was like,
okay.
Well, that didn't happen.
Yeah. Nope. Not
Which
happening.
makes sense now about y'all's prediction about Kiko.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did I say it right? Kiko or is it Keiko?
It's
Keiko.
Pretty sure it's Keiko.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I'm so sorry. But hey, people don't come here for us to get names.
No.
Right?
No,
they don't.
No.
But yeah, that makes total sense now. So let's peel the curtain back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because my life's a wreck, and I showed up to your house tonight, Justin, with like 15 minutes left on the episode.
20. Yeah.
20. Yeah.
Not
But
like he's counting or
in
anything.
fairness,
It
that
was a
one
good
came
20
out.
minutes. It's a good 20
Well, it
minutes.
did come out last night, but
Yeah.
still, Fridays are a tough turnaround.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, showed up, hadn't finished watching it, so we get to watch it together. But you guys have already seen it,
Yeah.
and so at the end when Keiko saves Kate, I'm over here looking dumbfounded,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, that was pretty cool. Didn't see that coming, and you guys were like, yeah, well, we kind of saw that coming.
Yeah. We saw
It
it.
was still super cool, but
Literally said it last week. Like,
And she hasn't aged. She's aged about 3 days from when she fell in.
yeah.
it might take
Okay,
a
so-
little longer to build a
Okay,
bow
so
and
well,
arrow.
hold on
I don't
now.
know.
So those big roaches that looked like they ate her.
Yeah.
I guess
Which-
there was a portal there.
Yeah, they were coming out of, well, actually no, yeah,
No,
they
they
were
were
all
already
they
there.
were all eggs, but
Although the ground was breaking
it
underneath
was
it.
correct, yeah.
So I guess
and that's why
Yeah.
they're moving.
Hmm.
So yeah. Maybe it was
Okay.
like the mama coming out, and I don't know.
All right.
It is cool that the portals only open when they're just transporting back and forth. Like the only reason that they went down, Shaw went down, was because that one was coming out to eat it, and then it went back in, and
So why did it go back in?
because they turned off the gamma, and so it went back in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So they
yeah,
lure it to.
to engage the portal.
Yeah.
And then they turn it off, and it goes back in, and they follow right behind.
So does this mean that Godzilla stays underneath and only comes up when he needs to, or is he the protector of our realm?
He seems to he seems to like roam around a little more freely
Yeah.
than a lot of the others.
Essentially, he's border patrol.
Essentially, yeah. Like in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
he is.
That's
He's
so
legitimately
good.
just kind of like chilling out, just waiting for these situations to occur to where he, kind of like
Sets
he's
everything.
essentially Earth's bouncer.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
You don't belong here. Get out of
yeah,
here.
he's doing visual pat downs on all these titans.
Your name's not on the list.
Get out of here, Rodon. Get out.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, so bouncing all over the place, but this is fun. Let's just talk about implications of this episode. I'm going to start with Lee.
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't been here in 2 weeks. I feel like we're always having this discussion, this moral discussion about everyone in this show.
Yeah.
It's like, is this guy a bad guy? Is this guy a good guy? Is this person like, what's y'all's thoughts on Lee right now?
All right, so I think that Hero said something in this episode that kind of made me think a little bit differently about Lee. And he said that when he was talking to him in 1982, he said that none of this would have happened if you three didn't poke around and try to do this in the first place.
Yes.
So that kind of leads me to believe Shaw is a bad guy, but not in the bad guy as a villain. He's just
Is Hero
doing-
right about that, though?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't-
They are poking around. They're intentionally activating gamma to study what's going to happen.
I mean, okay, so I think that was an exaggerated reaction to the situation, because I think it was generally human. I think he's right in the
Human
sense of
curiosity,
human
yeah.
curiosity, human their research into things that are gamma related, because obviously okay, so the Lawton was, Randa was there, but it wasn't like he was doing anything to get that Titan to do something.
Exactly.
Maybe
Maybe they're more prevalent.
yeah, I think maybe they poked some, some beehives a little bit,
What
but
was
maybe
on the
like,
ship?
but those beehives were like, there. But it wasn't like Bill was the one that was doing it.
True.
Like, I think now if you're saying humans in general, yes. Which kind of like I poked at the idea that, it's not called Monarch Legacies of Monsters because of, Godzilla and Kong and them and those. It's Legacy of Monsters as in human beings.
Yep. Human beings.
That old adage turning things on its head in relation to that, but
It's true because as man advances in how we kill each other,
yes,
they're using a lot more concentrated gamma and radiation.
Yeah.
And so therefore, when we build a bomb, somebody's going to come and try to eat it. Like that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Like
it is kind of the idea, like the biggest issue with like Earth is the human race's ability to like destroy it.
Yeah.
If it's going to get destroyed, it's going to be by like our own hubris and our own actions, and it's kind of like working out through these titans as like I think they're kind of trying to show like this idea that humanity has tipped this unspoken balance between like the titans and their world, and it's kind of like an allegorical like tale about how humans are just generally out of balance with their own universe.
it kind of goes hand in hand with that Batman theory, where if Batman never would have put on the cape, would these villains be disrupting the city? Like, same thing goes with the Godzilla monster universe. Like, if they never started building the bombs, like, would these titans would have emerged, right? Like, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. Like, I don't know. It's interesting.
Fascinating. Okay. What is Lee's reaction going to be when he sees Keiko?
He's gonna be like starstruck. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be just smitten beyond belief.
She's like, "Oh, you're old." No,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a line where she's like, "You've gotten old," and he's like, "Yeah, but I look good for my age."
Yeah.
Like something like that, because they've kind of like played on that this whole this whole series about like his age.
It is Kurt Russell. He does look good for his age. So.
Okay, let's speculate. Okay, so we don't know. We don't know how long she's been down there. In our years, she's been there for like 70 something.
Because it was 59, I believe.
Yeah.
59, that sounds better, yeah.
So let's see, 40, 55, 56 years?
Good golly, dude.
Yeah.
No, longer than that, I think. But you guys don't know good with math. Definitely over 50. A long time.
Oh, because 1960 to 2000 would be 40 years. Another 10 would be 50. Plus 5 to 2015 is 55. And plus 1 back to 59 is 56.
Yeah, great.
Good job.
Math.
I know. So 56 years.
Well,
So
I keep thinking,
she could have been
Keep on
down there.
thinking it's now.
Yeah.
That's the
2024.
issue.
She could have been down there for 5 weeks. She could have been in there for 5 hours.
Yeah, we don't know how long, what her...
I mean...
We don't know what her quantum realm experience is.
If I had to guess, it will be somewhere in the realm... like, the minimum will be weeks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, for it to feel that way for her. Because of like, the technology that she has.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, the fact of you building arrows and, like, stuff like that definitely points towards she's been there at least for a little bit.
I was trying to look at her clothes, and they didn't seem too tattered, but they seemed tattered.
Yeah.
Like, but not like decade tattered.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Who knows how long it's felt to her down there.
Okay. Buy or sell. Buy or sell, she's been alone this whole time.
Bye.
And when I say alone, I mean like human.
Yes, bye.
Yeah, I'll buy that as well. Because
although there could be some tribal people down there. Like I feel like Skull Island. I mean there were people there worshiping. But maybe
that. I don't think. I feel like she's been the only
civilized.
Person from like there who's like gone down there.
I just feel like all these kind of stories and different shows and movies, there's always like
somebody else.
Someone else.
There does. Well, but there's also been like this trope lately of like mothers getting lost in these dilated times. Like it's happening here. It happened in Aquaman. It happened in Ant-Man. Like these, like it's become a very popular trope of like these lost mothers in these other
the quantum
realms. Yes.
Yeah, I just feel like she's going to have some explanation like, I found this group of people and we've been just surviving together.
Yeah.
But like, again, it's like, how do you survive when most of the things in that world are way bigger than you?
Right, yeah.
What do you eat? You know?
Yeah, no, you're right.
So I'll be really intrigued to see.
I mean, they eat these badass looking hogs. What they do.
Yeah,
it was a pretty ballsy move for her to like take the shot at, the hog,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be interesting to see like where she was. Another cool thing would be is like, it'd be kind of like interesting. Did she ever find where Shaw landed? Like,
that would
be a
the
very
debris.
interesting like idea of like just like maybe never interacted, but like
his helmet or something,
like
his Shaw or something.
That, or just like if she just found like that grave like of that guy who that
she
first
digs
guy
it up because I mean, if she found it fresh right after that portal, she digs it up and sees that it's like NASA or whatever, or the United States.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it would be cool. It would be cool if she saw a helmet that said Shaw.
That would
She's
be
like,
awesome.
Like she doesn't
He's
know,
coming for me.
like she's kind of been hoping that he's been looking for her.
Yeah,
and
I don't know. A part of her, I think, would be like, he's too dumb to come looking for her.
Okay,
Like,
so we've been talking about the whole love triangle for a while.
Or maybe she hopes that he isn't looking for her, because if he's looking for her there, then who's taking care of her? Yeah.
So the whole love triangle, we were like wondering, is there any chance that Shaw might be like their grandparent, their granddad? But Hero was already born before both of them.
Yes.
All right, so that's confirmed.
Yes.
He's straight up Japanese, 100%.
100.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
full-blooded.
We don't know about that, but yes.
Full-blooded as best we can infer. Okay. All right, let's talk about what do we want to talk about? Let's talk about Kentaro and freaking literally Randa showing up. Like
Hiro and their interaction in the office.
Yeah. Another scene that we watched together. You guys already saw it, but I was like, I'm just so used to flashbacks not being clear, like them not specifying.
Yeah.
So he walks in, and I'm like, oh, this is a flashback. And they're like, no. I was like, what?
Yeah.
He just casually walks in.
Yep.
What a schmuck, dude.
Oh, big time.
Look, like, call your kids. You just saw them in the desert.
Well, yeah, Kentaro even calls him out on that, and he's like, well, thanks for checking on us and see if we made it out of the desert alive. Like, that's just wild.
It's funny about, like, he was all freaking butthurt about his parents and his uncle.
Yeah.
And he's probably the worst of the lot.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely...
As a dad, as a father figure.
Like, for someone who, like, essentially got abandoned 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, like he's not very good at, like...
Yeah.
The curse continues.
Fighting against that,
He's abandoned 2 people, like his daughter and his son.
Yeah.
Like.
Which also kind of, like, I don't know, like, in the sense of... He in trying to not be like them, he's very much like them. Like
isn't that how it usually works?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's you purposely avoid a certain door, and then it's just another entrance to the same room.
Kate's on her way to being just like her dad too, with the affair that she had on her girlfriend. So.
Yes, that was very much like that.
True.
Yeah, like that was very much
full circle, man.
I still think Kate and May.
Oh, there's no way they're not going to end up together.
Yeah, the way that May was like, we got to find Kate.
Yeah.
Yes, which was I was talking to Justin while you were before you came, and I was like, the only part about this going to this episode that I didn't really like was, for a second I thought it was going to be a lot of time of Shaw and May walking around trying to find Kate.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we did not get that much of that.
Yes.
But I was like,
thankfully.
oh my! When I saw it, I was like, oh, we're gonna get a lot of the time of the 2 of them together, and May is going to be annoying. And
yeah. Also, how did he know about the electricity on the ground?
Because of one of his crewmates got like just annihilated by
the one that died.
Not the
Oh,
first one.
you're right.
Oh,
They
that-
showed the
the
slow-mo
female
or whatever.
I don't know the
Yeah.
woman. I don't know
Yeah.
like what her name was, but she just when they got
when
attacked
they don't give
by
names, you know those people are dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right. But yeah, dude, sorry. So Hiro and Kentaro, like, man, just bad communication.
Oh, for all overall.
It's just
Yeah.
so
overall.
terrible.
Yeah.
This whole show is like, if people could just communicate properly,
Mm-hmm.
who knows, where we might be.
Yeah.
And with that office scene, it ends like pretty intense because he's like, "Well, I'll explain it to you guys later." And he's like, "You too late for that. Kate's dead." And he's like, "You're lying. You're trying to hurt me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, realizes that he's not lying, and he like just breaks down,
yeah.
screams. Pretty epic scene.
Yeah, he's like, what have I done?
Yeah, and then freaking Kentaro
He's
puts
like,
a little
"Yeah,
salt
it's
in the
your
wound."
fault.
Yeah, you're right. It is your fault.
Yeah.
If you would have been a lying, secretive little man, then
Yes.
then none of this would have ever happened. Kate
Yep.
would have never came barging into our lives.
It's true.
Hey, that's nuts, man.
If
That's
you would have
nuts.
just, like, after G-Day, you leave your daughter
Mm-hmm.
and, like, you get a burner phone
yeah,
and you call her and you say, hey, Daddy's not going to be home for a while.
Yeah.
she doesn't
Just-
go looking for him.
Just trust me.
yeah,
You don't have to worry about me. I'm okay. But that's all it takes.
That's it.
Then you destroy that
Yeah.
phone. That's
it.
it.
Done.
Yep.
That's literally it, dude.
Done.
Oh my gosh, just bad. Yeah. I mean, again, like you said, Amato, for a dude who's been abandoned so many times, you'd think he'd get it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
but he just don't.
I mean, to even make Kentaro on that side of the family think you're dead too, like it's just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
He's like, how did you know about this office or something?
Dude, just give it a rest. Yeah, he's like, I
dude.
got the keys. Kate gave me the keys.
Yeah.
Like,
The funny thing is, like,
Well, I think he knew that the office was there. I just don't think he knew that. I don't think he
How
had,
he got
knew that he
in
had
the
the
office.
keys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
yeah,
But it's like, dude, they found you in North Africa. You think they're not going to be able to get in your office?
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like,
It
dude,
makes-
you
it makes
have
any
not
sense.
thought anything
No.
through.
Yeah,
And we still don't know what the heck he's doing. There is still not a clear answer.
Yeah. This episode kind of pushed it further away from like the idea of like what he was doing, because I felt like he had a better understanding of what was going on. But this episode kind of made it seem like he didn't really 100% understand what was going on.
Yeah.
here you go. Buy or sell.
Okay.
Buy or sell. He is actually trying to find Keiko.
Oh, because he saw Lee come back. Well, but how would he know that there's a portal where?
But
Keiko
I think he
died?
would have looked in Kazakhstan to start with because he has Monarch's files, right?
How do you know he didn't?
He would have access to.
He went to. We saw that he went to Alaska and then he went to Africa, right? But was he somewhere before Alaska? Was he in Kazakhstan first? Like, we don't know
Possibly.
where he was.
Or
from
maybe
then.
he's trying to find an maybe okay, so you know how you said that they only really come out for the so maybe that is, but he's trying to find an open portal to be able to get in to
and
find them.
Maybe what he's doing with his machinery, we have the scene at Monarch with
Yeah.
where one of the researchers discovers the signal.
Yeah.
That there's some sort of gamma signal that's constant.
I feel like that is actually Keiko.
That well, I know, but
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
I believe that's
yeah.
Keiko.
Yes.
Listen, I believe that's Keiko, but I believe it's Hiro who's picked up on that.
Oh, yeah.
and he's trying to figure out where that signal's coming from. And I guess he doesn't necessarily know it's Keiko,
Dude, it's
but he
freaking
knows
Ant-Man
it's
again.
something.
You guys are describing Ant-Man
yeah,
again.
Yes.
you're right.
That's all it is.
But
This is-
are you buying or selling that? That he's not necessarily. I mean, he's trying to find Keiko, or he's trying to figure out where that signal's coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I do buy that because I
Okay.
think he kind of put two and two together. He's like, okay, Shaw came back, and it was 20 years.
Yeah.
So, like, the idea of 20 years, and he looked normal.
Same, yeah.
So, like, I think there's a decent possibility that, he was, he understands the fact that there's a decent possibility his mother is down there and that she's,
Yeah.
potentially alive.
Yeah. What do you think, T-Roll?
Yeah, I mean, I really hadn't thought about this, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I guess he probably does think that.
Yeah. I mean, that makes the most sense. I think logically.
Yeah, I mean, and so it's been over 30 years since he saw Shaw come back in '82, and he's been secretly working on this.
It's been like almost 40. Yeah. like 35.
So I wonder if he actually has caused the events of G-Day. All because he's looking for his mom.
Oh, that would be wild.
Yeah.
Honestly, like probably.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to the end of the show and be like, oh wait, Hero's like the worst of them all.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy sucks.
Dude just wanted to see his mommy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
thousands of people died
mean,
because the dude wanted to see his
Yeah.
mommy.
I mean, he's definitely on track because the scene when him and Shaw are reunited in '82, like he's like, "Tell me everything." Like you don't. It's all for nothing if you don't tell me everything. And then as soon as he does, he's like, "Well, you're gonna go out to a old folks' home and be studied and researched and stay there for the rest of your life." Like,
Dude, he was
why? Like, why not just be like, "Hey, come stay
Why
with."
aren't you happy to see Shaw?
Stay with me. We'll talk about it. We'll get you readjusted and acclimated to the world, and then maybe we can work on researching things
What's
together.
he all
like,
butthurt about?
I don't know. It's not his fault he was left alone.
Poor Shaw. Like
Yeah.
we still don't understand how Bill died.
I mean, I think part of it's also because
Bill died
of
on Skull Island.
I think
so.
part of it's like kind of where does his loyalties really lie?
Mm-hmm.
Like in the sense of I think in 1982 he probably has closer loyalties to Monarch than he does to Shaw. Like even though he's his uncle, but like what he was like 5, when he,
a little older than that. Yep.
when he disappeared. Oh, I guess 62. So he's probably about 10.
Mm-hmm.
I would say when he disappeared. So I mean, you're talking about someone who left at that point, and then you have, and I'm sure like Miranda backed him, like talked him up and stuff like that. But he may have closer ties to and allegiances to the Monarch, the organization, and the ideas that they have than he does to Shaw.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like Shaw left first, and he got sucked down in the hole, and Randa was left to raise him by himself, right? So, like, wouldn't he be more mad at Bill for leaving him afterwards on his madness journey than Shaw, who left like second?
I think
I don't know. Like, I feel like he's taking the blame out of him.
I think the way he saw it was, especially because he was a child, he saw it as all one entity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he kind of saw it as like, he kind of projected the ideas that Bill had when he was crazy on Lee and on his mother, that they had the same line of thinking.
So essentially, they were all crazy.
Yes,
and because they followed that crazy, he was left by himself.
Yes, I think that's what it is, and I think it's also like you because you were crazy, you abandoned me, you did this to me.
Yeah, but then he follows his own crazy in the future and ends up destroying your relationship with his kids. So, like, obviously,
I think they've really shown like the cyclical nature of all their
easily
terribleness. Like, because once again, like what we were talking about with Kate and her devious ways with her, cheating on her girlfriend. And,
yeah.
But it's like if Lee coming back in '82 is what inspired Hero to do all this to try to find his mom, how are you just going to leave Shaw in the freaking retirement home, bro? Go get his help.
Yeah.
Like, you could use some help.
I think kind of I don't know if he immediately did that. I have a feeling that there was a time period where I think it was a little bit later on where we're going to find out that Hero actually made that change and start looking for his mom. Because I think at that point he was kind of like still kind of thought of him as crazy.
Because there was a falling out with Monarch that he did experience.
I kind of have a feeling that maybe what happened was Hero saw this person come back, and then he had a long career with Monarch, and he was very much on the Monarch trail. And I have a feeling that possibly what happened was G-Day actually happened, and that was the moment that, like, really opened his eyes as well.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, like, everything is real. Like, because I think even up to that point, like, he saw Shaw come back, but I don't think he, like, maybe 100% grasped, like, even though Shaw was saying, oh, everything is real. Like, everything they said was real. Like, I think he kind of, like, pushed that aside as like, this is part of the crazy that they were talking about.
Yeah.
So I think there's a possibility that it isn't until G-Day that he actually, like, goes off the rails and is, off looking for things. And he's like, okay, I have all these resources that I've learned from being at Monarch. Now I'm going to actually, put them to use. Like, maybe my mother really is out here. and then and everything after G-Day, he was, actually actively looking.
Yeah.
So it's more like it's been like 3 years that he's been actively looking rather than the 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Tyrell said it best. It's a communication issue going on here.
Yeah.
95% of the world's problems are
Yeah.
communication issues. That's the T-roll stat.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And this whole show is a communication issue. But you know what hasn't been a communication issue? This podcast.
No. Not
At
at all.
least we hope not. So, all right, boys. Anything else on this episode? The penultimate episode?
I'm really looking forward to
Yeah.
the finale, man. I really am.
Yeah, overall, it's been a good show, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they've done a really good job of,
They
putting
rebounded.
a really,
They rebounded.
Yeah, I do feel like they started strong, had a slight lull in the middle, and then they've come on really strong, and they've set themselves up really good for a good finale.
Like I said a few weeks ago, there's all the episodes where it was like one episode of it at a time, of you giving us Kate, May, and Kentaro's backstory to make us care about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they just mesh all those three together into like maybe 2 episodes, cut down a little, like give us a little less, and don't make it one episode at a time, but just kind of mix it, I think I'd probably like the show a lot more.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't. I think I said it a couple weeks ago, but I didn't like how we got one at a time, and it was like, oh, now a whole episode to talk about Kentaro.
Yeah, maybe not a whole episode, like,
Yeah.
maybe like 15, 20 minutes on each. And it's been like, okay.
Get a little bit.
Yeah.
And still, it'd be nice if we just got a little bit of Hero's kind of inspiration, what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, maybe there's still a little time to start it off at the beginning of the next episode.
yeah, perhaps.
We'll see.
Speaking of the next episode, we will be back next week to review it, the finale of Season 1 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. So be sure to come back for that. Be sure to like and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Share the podcast with your friends and follow us on social media at Royal Geek Pod. With all that in mind, for my good friends Sandy and Shamato, this is T-Roll saying thank you so much for listening to the Royal Geek Podcast. We will see you next time, you peasants.